Today's selection is an 80s comedy about teen angst and personal growth. Nope, not that one. Getting warmer. Ah, Heathers, the funniest movie about teens murdering their classmates that was ever made. Starring Heather, 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 and Veronica. The story goes something like this. Veronica is a girl of brains, spirit, and money who becomes part of the super popular group, the Heathers. The Heathers are the most popular girls in school for some reason, and lord themselves over the rest of the class with their good looks, fancy clothes, and cafeteria polls, which I guess were a thing in the 80s. It's during one of these cafeteria polls that Veronica meets Jason Dean, seriously his name, played by Christian Slater. Veronica is taken by this young, rebelly stub muffin who plants the seed of disdain for the popular crowd in her head. This growing loathing is driven home by Heather numero uno when she drags Veronica to a college party that doesn't end well. JD and Veronica hook up for some late-night croquet and concoct a scheme to get the boss, Heather, to drink something gnarly and barf, I guess. But JD gives her drain cleaner instead, and Heather's like, "I'm out!" Wanting to avoid the murder rap, Veronica and JD fake a suicide note, and Heather becomes the martyr for troubled teens in their high school. Having escaped the noose, Veronica wants to lie low. JD has other plans. He talks Veronica into pranking the Jock Kings and making it look like they were gay lovers, and then JD comes out and starts capping QBs. Veronica's all in shock at first, but then she's like, "This is the business we've chosen." More fake suicide notes, and suddenly offing yourself is a hip thing to do on a Saturday night. Veronica becomes disenchanted with JD and his homicidal ways and calls things off. JD, being the pragmatic rebel without a conscience that he is, goes to Veronica's house to shoot her, but finds she's already checked out. Luckily for us, JD monologues Veronica's cadaver and tells of his plans to blow up all the students and the faculty of the school at a pep rally and make it all look like an elaborate mass suicide. JD then goes off to fulfill his psychotic destiny, leaving Veronica's dead body to dangle. Psych! She's still alive. Now, instead of phoning in a tip to the police, Veronica decides to track down JD, get her ass whooped, have a Mexican standoff, shoot JD, and stop the bomb with the power of oops! But hey, whatever works. Veronica, having saved her classmates, decides to step outside for a breath of fresh air and discovers that JD is a lot more resilient than any pretty boy should be. They share some farewell banter, and JD lights Veronica's cigarette with style, thus bringing this 80s teen rom-com to an end.
Smoke.
Now, this is a classic example of a movie that could not be made today. In light of all the school shootings and teen-on-teen violence in recent years, the themes of this movie are kind of taboo. The funny thing is, this movie is also fucking hilarious. The jokes and the references are dated, but somehow still fresh. The dialogue between these talented groups of actors is delightful and believable, and reminds us of how we can all laugh at the darkest subject matter as long as it's handled by professionals. Back when movies had guts enough to be original and not just be rehashed, remade, sequelized pieces of trash that can't do anything daring anymore for fear of— oh wait, I nearly got up on a soapbox there, sorry. To get back to it, Heathers is a great piece of 80s filmmaking that, while dark, tickles your funny bone in all the right places, because once you get to a certain age, teen movies start to lose their luster. I guess you identify less with the youthful characters with their good looks and future, but this is one of those that still has a place in my heart. Maybe it's the realistic acting, maybe it's the believable setting and mood, or maybe it's just that everybody likes to watch teen assholes die. Just saying, somebody out there besides me is watching slasher movies. So teens of America, do me a favor. Watch this movie, enjoy it for what it is, and don't kill anybody, and help me prove a point that it's not the movies that make people crazy, it's your own crazy ass working independently.
But rather a society that tells its youth that the answers can be found in the MTV video game.
What?